Alright, completely random as usual for me, never know. My trailer. Again, just something I was doing, but I think it'd be worth watching. We're gonna learn something. I got something cool I gotta order, but the main gist of what's fixing to happen is I need boards. My brother was loading his Duramax on there, and I don't know if you can see right over there, there's a board screwed down. It broke right there, and it was like, I mean, a Duramax weighs like 8,000 pounds, so it was pushing down so hard right there off of one of the cross runners or whatever, it nearly popped the board out up there. So I'll give you a tour around it and let y'all follow along with some of the mods I do to it. So I thought about filming this, and then I remembered the boy that used to work with me. This has been way before I did YouTube. He said his favorite thing to watch is septic tanks getting pumped out. So YouTube's kind of different TV. You can just kind of pick and choose what you watch. So never know. I think this thing's like an 08 model, which is kind of sucks. It's old, but I've had it since probably 2012. Guy was hot shotting, which means he's traveling across the country. He greased these hubs every single day. So when I got it, the wheels were like plastered in grease. He cut this off. I think he was hauling like big vehicles, so you could get the front bumper over there. So trailer's seen a lot, but I've had it, like I said, going on 12 years. I think I traded a Jeep for it, of course, if you know me very well. I got expensive lights in it, so I built these things. So 5/16, so they don't break off there, and then kind of guarded, so still breakable, but anyways. The fenders, you'll see, they removed, they're pinned on right there. I think he was hauling big stuff. And then when I get the tires and wheels off, you can see I've got all 4 disc brakes on this thing. So this thing stops like a freaking, well, there's my truck right there. Ironically, that's why I'm nasty. I've been working on it. But when you turn these brakes up and you got it loaded, this thing will stop good. So money well spent. When I get it off, you'll see I've got some upgraded shackles or something. So I got to grease all them. Got to have stickers to make it look cool. And this is kind of cool. I don't take credit for the idea. When I bought the trailer, if you look right here, I know you probably don't know what it is, but that's a spindle. Like this piece right here and all that, that's the hub, is basically what's welded to the trailer axle. So, like I said, this guy was traveling cross country using this to make a living. So if you spit a bearing out, you could just pull over, change it, and keep on going. Heck, in the middle of the night, you got all the parts you should need. They used to be like right here, but every time you buy a lumber or something, the forklift couldn't get through there. So I scooted them forward where you can get the forklift. But I had an old guy. He like went to lean up against the trailer, and he propped up on one of these, and since they're on a hub, they spin. So this 85-year-old guy like leaned up and like fell down. So yeah, you can see they spin. Well, this tire's flat. Don't bother asking why, but I took them and made them where they like bolt up real tight, so they're not supposed to spin, but they can if you like drive and something catches them. If you don't know me, I run a junkyard. When I got this trailer, finally had a good dime to my name, I broke down, bought 10-ply trailer tires. Worst mistake of my life. I put 10-ply trailer tires, maybe even 12-ply, and I was like, man, I'm done. And they lasted about 5,000 miles. And I thought about it, I was like, you just spent $400 at the time on a set of what was supposed to last tires. So I started pulling junkyard tires off. I'll show you those tires over there. Very bad, but if you notice, that tire don't match, that one don't match, that don't match, that don't match. But all these are free, so I run them, blow them out, jag it up, or put a block under there, grab a spare, keep on going. So freaking wild. You can talk about a trailer. I thought a trailer was just so simple, but check this out. These are cool. Rough Country rope winch has been on there probably 10 years. And I can't stand it when people mount a winch like way up here. Well, you can see where my hand is, and like the bumper gets into it and stuff like that. People step on the box. So I mounted it kind of sleek down there. I mean, it's as low as it can be. This used to mount like under here, but they got wet. That's a different story. But that winch has got to be 10 years old, sit out in the weather. That's the original rope. So if you see all these people nitpicking rope on the internet, it's pretty daggum good stuff. Especially when you pull a cable out and you throw it down and it like recoils and comes back. Stuff's very soft, just lays there, and worst case, you break it, you just tie a new knot. So pretty good winch. I had 2 batteries on here. I don't use this as much. I bought a rollback, but it's so simple. I don't know why more people don't do this. I've got a wire that goes up to your 7-way. So when this is plugged into the truck or whatever you're driving, it charges the battery. So every time you see somebody with a trailer with a winch, about once a week, it seems like they're pulling it up there, charging the battery, pulling up there, charging the battery. It's like, it takes not even like 5 minutes to do this, and I've never charged this battery on this trailer. It just takes care of itself. So that's that. This is so simple. I wired into the switch box. I got little 2 horn buttons there. In, out. So I've got a remote. I think it's even wireless, but that's so easy. You got nothing to keep up with. You just push a button. I think that's about it for the trailer. And you can see right here, them screws are stupid hard to put in there. And I didn't put enough. Wound up, they break. And the boards have shuffled around. So I measured out how I can put all these boards in there and have just absolute pinch left of slack. But my local Lowe's management is pathetic. There was like 4 2x10s by 16. Nobody would help. I mean, even my wife had to load some concrete for a handicapped guy. There was nobody there. So if you know what I'm talking about, they need help. But these come out exactly 16 inches. Oh, that thing too. I'll talk about that later. But 16 inches, and then if you bought another 16 foot, it's like 23, and you could cut 1 board and finish this out. But I had to downgrade and go to 2x10s because that's all, or 2x8s. I think these are 8s. Yeah, 2x8s. So that's all they had, but I think it's pretty simple what's fixing to happen. I'm gonna take the boards out of the trailer. Well, that went like way quicker than I was expecting. Like, I think all the screws was broke out. So these back ones, I still had the screws in them. They popped right out, and the rest of them. And I was looking, usually the screws break off and stick up and you got to grind them off, but I think I'm good on that. So I guess I'm gonna just go back together. It had the ramps back here for 10 years before I had the opportunity to put a pin where they don't fall out, and I've lost the pin twice now, so that's something I got to fix. And I still want to show you this piece right here. That's kind of actually cool, but I'll show you when I go back together with it. It makes sense. Oop, that's broke. Get that welded back up. And then this is not a good weld, I admit, but my dad needed the trailer to borrow it, so I just threw a crappy weld. We'll actually cut that out and then put a clean weld back in there. I don't know if it's even possible to get a good weld back in there. But as you see, usually trailers will have brakes on, I think, the rear axle. But I went and put them on the front axle, so now it's got twice the braking power. It's well worth the money. And I think these are like, I don't think they're aluminum, but every one of them's greasable with a bronze bushing, so dog wants to help. You gonna help me, buddy? I don't know what brand this trailer is, but I think it's actually pretty decent built. I know it's kind of hard to see, but if you see the axle, it's got some kind of like brace to keep it from flexing, I guess. Maybe, I have no idea, but the rear one does not have that, so not too sure what that's all about, but it's got it. And then I was noticing here just a second ago, look right here, they don't even try to weld it. That's so pitiful. And then I might put, well, yeah, you can see that's a bearing right there, so that's your spare. And I think I might put an extra weld right here because these seem to be breaking off for some reason. See the rust around there? So those are 16 foot. They'll just slide right up in there. I'm gonna hammer them that way, try to tuck them underneath there. If you can see, it's got like loom that gets in the way right there. So we're gonna shove them all that way and then keep lacing it up till we get to the last one. Shove it in this way, and then may have to get my table saw out and rip a board to make sure we got a really good fit. I was expecting that to be a project for the morning, but I'm gonna at least get started on it. See how it goes. Alright, this is actually going pretty good. Check out. I think I got it figured out. I kind of changed plans, but I like this plan better, of course. Why would I go with a new plan that I come up with? I was just going to keep going all the way this way, and then, like I told you before, Now I up and decided, split it down the middle. I don't know how wide this board's gotta be, but if you start noticing the ratchet straps, down here it's pretty close. Let's hop up on here and get some new footprints. You can see a gap right here, about the width of my finger. And then, oh, this one's bad. You can stick your whole hand through there. So the boards are shoved under that angle iron so they can't pop up. This is what I was scared about. And then I put this piece on back here. I'm gonna educate you on them eventually. And now I've got ratchet straps. So I think I'm gonna start in the middle, see if I can get it to compress. Well, we'll just keep working them all together and see what happens. But then when they get all squished together, we'll put some screws in where they stay tight. Do the other side, squish it over, and then rip a board for the middle. And as much pressure as they should have on there, they should stay. I don't even think I set it. The boards I took off were untreated. I couldn't afford treated ones. And these are treated now that the board market's kind of screwed up. But if those lasted me 12 years, these should last me hopefully a lot longer. But just gotta get them mounted down. Alright, so that's as close as I can get y'all. Let's start where there is no gap. I want to do this so bad when I set all these straps up, but I want y'all to be here to watch it, so you got something to watch. So far it's working. Now, oh yeah, it's going to work wonderful. That gap's pretty much already gone. Oh yeah. It's the only thing, from what I've heard, boards shrink as they dry out, so I think it's kind of what happened last time. Maybe treated don't shrink as bad as regular would. See, it's trying to pop up, that's what I was worried about. I think that's pretty good. It's gonna be like one piece of wood. I might try to get one right here. I know y'all can't see it. It could be just a pinch tighter. So yeah, got that took care of. I'm gonna put some screws in and hopefully they'll stay where they're at. If you notice me, I put little paint marks on the sides and in the middle, so maybe I won't miss the purlins or whatever they're called. I'm gonna get some screws knocked in and we'll go from there. Alright, I just learned something the hard way. I had 2 boxes of screws. I had no idea they was this different. One's 2 3/4 long and one is 3 inch. I was like, what in the difference is a 1/4 inch? But I run out of the short ones, so I grabbed some of the long ones. I was like, 1/4 inch, what's the difference? And my freaking gun, I don't know if you've ever done this, it's hard. So my gun wouldn't even put them things in there, just hammer away. I thought I hit a weld. Turns out, if you read on here, the diameter is called a number 12. What that means, I have no idea. And these are a 1/4 inch. Huge difference, huge. Maybe the camera will show you, but I'm telling you, this is a used one that's already been put in. So this is the smaller one. Let me see if it'll even go. May not even go. Wish I had another new one. This one still looks a little sharp. We'll try it. This is the smaller diameter. All right, here we go. All right, it don't have no drill bit left on it. It's gonna catch on fire. Whew. Bet that's hot. Let me see if I got one to show you. Then I'll show you what the 1/4 inch does. I'm gonna try another one in the same hole. That's what I'll get some more tomorrow. Finish this up. See if it'll go on through there. Nope. Second, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So try those. That one's warped. Let's try it. It broke. God dang it. Son of a gun. Now, let's get a hammer. Alright, let me get some screws in the morning and I'll finish this story. This is so hard. I know it's completely random for the video. These guns get, like, I can barely even touch this and I've only put in, God, 20 screws. But you're sitting there straining so hard. If you've ever been bow fishing, I'll put a picture up of what a gar is. But they've got like tons of fish. Well, right here on my knuckle, how it even fit, I don't know. We went gar fish or bow fishing and a gar hit me. For like 2 months it pussed up and I, squeeze it out of there, didn't think twice about it. Next thing I know, I was just pushing, trying to put these screws in. All of a sudden I felt something. That there was a piece of tooth about, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch long was in there, and I was squeezing so hard it actually shot it out. Nasty, but my phone's ringing. I'll see you in the morning. Alright, well, I didn't find the little screws, which sucks. That's what I was trying to show you, but I found out something cool. At Lowe's, I think this box was like $33, and I honestly think these were like $40. And where'd it say it? There is 40 of them in there. Luckily, I went to my local hardware store to see if they had the same thing to save me a trip. And I'll be dang if they don't sell them by the pound. So I did the math. I actually bought a pound the first day. And there was 36 to a pound, where there's 40 for $33, and a pound is 12 bucks. So I'm actually more happy. They're T30s, so they work much better. I'll show you in just a second. I already tried one. Alright, evidently in this particular area right here, if you remember, I broke a screw right there. You can see I've tried one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6 over there. So right there, that metal must be better than others. But what I was going to say, my camera is not very good, but look at the quality difference. These are the ones from the store in town by the pound, and then these are the expensive ones by Lowe's, but you can just tell, much better quality. Yeah. So I'm going to get those boards pulled over and then screwed down, and then we'll put like one screw right here so they don't break, and we'll rip a board down the middle and then fill this in. Dog. Alright, so it's the next day. I put in like, let's see, this row of screws right here, and then this row of screws right here. I know somebody's gonna be like, oh, that's not that bad. This freaking gun, if I can find it in the sweet spot, it's like 150 freaking degrees. I've only put in like 20 screws. So you can imagine putting screws in every row of every trailer. They've got to have some kind of fancy machine or something, because I was actually having to drill holes with a drill bit just to get them to go. Like this one, I still can't even touch the screw. You can see it's murdered the head off of it. It's hot. All right, we'll find out what's next soon. Almost there. I don't know if you caught it in time lapse. My wife would be so proud of me. These screws that go in, and I guess you just glaze over the head of them or whatever. I was actually taking my grinder and resharpening them, and it actually worked. That's what this entire row, I'm pretty sure, is resharpened one. But I did make some miscalculations. For some reason, I don't have enough board to go here. I don't honestly think that's treated. That's the only board I could find at my shop, so oh well, it'll work. And then this one, that poor saw is fixing to cut 16 freaking foot. I probably should get the table saw out, but we'll see what happens. All right, got the battery fresh off the charger. I'm gonna cut from that end. Saw will rest a little easier. And I got safety glasses on. Woo, it's about to be a long cut. And this blade sucks. It's not a good blade. We're getting there. That battery's dead. Can't blame it there. Wow. Now I just hope it fits because I really don't want to do that again. Flip it over, get rid of the sawdust. Oh yeah, we're good. So. Come on. Put a screw in it, pick it up, and then we'll hammer it in there. Glad that's over with. Promise if you watch my stuff, I just don't lie. This is crazy. Got the center board screwed in and couldn't get more lucky. A 2x4 absolutely just almost will fit. So I'm gonna cut one of the 2x4s. Look how many screws I got left. One. So that's where that one gets a screw right there to hold it in. It holds itself back there. And yes, there's some that I've got to grind, but yeah, other than the Phillips heads ones over there, that's crazy. I had the exact amount of screws other than the ones I stripped out. So get that board stripped in, and then y'all still haven't seen this metal piece. I know it's simple, but it's kind of neat. All right, finally getting to this piece. When I bought this trailer, it had like 2 pieces of angle iron, and I don't even remember how they mounted in here. And I went and got, I think it's like a piece of 3/16. Don't really change the story. And I carried it down to the machine shop. I was like, just told him what I was doing, and I was like, put a brake in it, and then that way I got some bolts across here. When I do it, like this edge will like embed in the wood. Man, this guy sat there and argued and argued and argued, told me it wouldn't work, wouldn't work. I was like, finally I just said, just do it and charge me, and yeah, it's worked great for 10 years. It's not perfect, but if you got like a Jeep or something that's dragging, piece of exhaust, usually, yeah, perfect example. Like if you buy one the catalytic converter's cut off of, and you're dragging it up here and it'll catch here, but if it makes it past here, it'll just glide on past there and just keep on going. So let's see if we can get it back in there. It's took a few little dents here and there. Yeah. It's hitting something. Hitting wood. Yeah, let me get this thing ready and we'll sandwich her down there. All right, got it ready to bolt down. Don't think I can show you. It's actually pieces of a leaf spring plate for a Cherokee, if you know me. So I'm gonna sit y'all down, and I'll have to go under here. But watch, I'm gonna start in the middle. Well, I'm probably gonna start right here. Make sure that goes down in there. But it'll go down. It may take a little longer to actually embed into the wood. Oh yeah. Nice. See right there? I mean, it's not bad. Let's see if we can make sure this edge over here is going. Yeah, let me hit the middle up, but that's looking pretty good. Probably needs a couple extra bolts throughout there, but whatever. Let's give this one more little tug. Yep. So yeah, like I said, now you can see, I mean, this over time will embed down in there. You can see it on the old wood, but just kind of glides over there instead of angle iron trying to catch everything. And there you go. We got some new wood. I am going to grease these hubs, grease the shackles, throw the tires back on, and I've got to order something, and then we'll finish this thing up. So now I have my trailer back. I had the wheels off. I might as well at least try to wash them. They ain't perfect, but it's just a trailer. But right now, this thing, I'm done with it for now. And like I said, remember I was gonna cut this weld out. The mod that I'm doing, I just ordered. Like I just set my phone down and ordered them. So they're on the way. And as soon as I get them and get all my ducks in a row, we're gonna put them on there. Still not telling you what they are. I'll give you a hint. They go right here. Then somewhere up here in this area. I don't exactly know. I'm sure there's some trailer somewhere that's got them on there, but I've never seen them on a trailer. So yeah, I'll see y'all in a second. would have never guessed it was going to be a Jeep, did you? Forgive me, I am sick, but we're going to get this trailer knocked out. It took me a while to round everything up, but I got it. Hooks. Chains. Pieces of metal. Rather large piece of metal. So, I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're called crap, I had to put it up here. I done forgot. But you put your chain, I got them on my rollbacks, what made me think of them. You just do this and then you hook it and it's hooked. So, yeah, you can see. So now you can go out to your vehicle, hook it, and then pull the slack back and it can't go anywhere. So that's like, it's like my fear now. Like I put straps on the wheels and it works fine, but people suck nowadays. So I'm just afraid if you get into a crash, it might break them or pull. So I had to put the camera down, do some mapping, but I've got this square tubing and I'm thinking of in this area where our weld is already crappy. Sorry. Right here in this area, but my taillight's bolt, so I hadn't just quite figured it out. And I don't know how much room I need for how much chain I need. So let me do some studying and we'll figure it out. All right, this should be pretty simple. Check it out. These are too big, but this is the best piece of metal we could find the other day. So what I'm gonna do is cut about 5 inches, so it'll be 5 by 5 square. And that's what I was trying to measure out how much volume chain I need. But this is what I was saying, the bolt gets in the way right there. But I'm thinking, hello cat. I'm thinking grind this weld down and then sit it right in there. It's gonna sit right there so I can get to this bolt through that material. I mean, it's stupid, but it'll work. So I'm gonna do that and then weld this in a little corner here, and then I'll just have to put some filler material to fill in the gaps. And then, well, there it is. I was trying to find a piece to show you. I've got some expanded metal like that right there. I'm gonna put on the bottom, and I think I got a stupid simple way to make it bolt on in case you ever had to get to this bolt right here or the chain falls down or something like that. So luckily, only thing I got to cut that big besides like a hand Metabo is that thing right there. And I just bought 2 new blades just a few minutes ago at Lowe's. Oh, the front. I gotta show you the front. I originally thought about right here, but they'd push this out and make it easier to jackknife a trailer. So what I'm thinking is basically come off this little piece of angle iron there, come across the top, go down, same principle. You can weld it there, weld it there. It should be pretty strong. I might put a brace from right there to there, but same thing on that way. That way you got 4 chains on a vehicle. Unless something crazy goes wrong, it ain't going nowhere. So let's see if this thing will cut. 5 by 5 quarter wall. Grab a new steel too. I may have to support it on the other end. Hopefully it's gonna be big enough to even fit. And luckily nothing's gotta be spot on perfect, so. Come on. I want a bandsaw, but I don't want to pay for a bandsaw, so I'm hoping my mom can run across one of them Gov deals. It's where my brother got his spin washer and his 20-ton press and something else off Gov deals for a smoking deal. Alright, maybe y'all won't get hurt. Oh man, I done made a big cut, and look at that, it done jumped up on me. Crap. Still don't technically matter. I was wondering why it's going so slow. I mean, it's big, but I thought it'd be faster than that. I gotta find something to put under it. I don't know if it's ever... Ah, crap. Let me find something to put under it. If it even cuts, I know it's going to be like madly crooked. But we'll just put that on the bottom maybe. See what it'll do this time. It ain't going to get started. See what happens. I was worried that anyway it's going to have to roll because it won't cut that deep. Let's try right there. It'd be a great time to have the right tool for the right job, but I don't do this kind of stuff very often, so I don't really need the tool. But it's cut. Let me get some gloves. Alright, seems a little overkill, but we'll take it. Man, that's going to be so close to the other bolt. Well, I'll just put a scratch on it that way, and then let's see, about right there. Yep, look at that. Worked out perfect. Right there, right there. We'll drill a hole for that bolt, and on this side. And then my expanded metal's outside in the rain. It seems like every time I do a video it rains. I guess it makes sense, I'm stuck in the shop. So I'm gonna drill a hole and then clean this weld up. I don't know if I'm gonna cut that out, probably not. I mean, that was being fine, so by the time you weld all this up there, that should support that pretty well. Drill that hole and then need that. Alright, so I went and got nuts and bolts and all this stuff, and the more I thought about it, I was like, just weld the stupid stuff. So if you had to, you could like cut that out with bolt cutters or pry bar or whatever to get it, but hopefully you shouldn't ever be in there, and that's what I'm gonna put a tack weld where they'll go in, and I'm gonna put it right there where my fingers are touching. That way you can let them, well, I'll probably go, yeah. I just don't want it to ever fall down in there. So yeah, I'm gonna put like a tack weld right there, and then that way they're out of the way. Let me get this, need a ground. Everything's either paint or rusty. Now we're ready. Oh, I don't want to get the floors. Let me get the stuff. I like my floors. I'm going to try to keep them clean as long as I can. Now, line it up with a bolt. It's just a good tack. Go at it. I don't know the brand Tweeko personally. Don't buy Tweeko. Don't. If this wand is not like perfectly straight leads, it does that crap right there. See? Now watch, all I'm gonna do, push the welder back. Get it a little more straighter, possibly. I've tried liners, I've tried everything. It's better. So that's that. Now this will sit. This would flush like that right there. Oh, we got a bolt in my trailer light. Hopefully these are the Grody brand or whatever. Maybe they'll last a long time. Guess worst case you could put one bolt to maybe some kind of glue or something. So that's that. Just put a tack on this in here. Now it works. So that'll be that. Let's just check before I go any farther. I don't see how a vehicle couldn't go. No way to go farther than that. We'll just say that much. So let's see. Probably the easier way to do this than I'm doing it. Come on. Yeah, that's about perfect. Wow, I could just leave that open. You know, that would make sense. I'm probably just gonna put a piece right there, leave this open where you can throw your fingers down in there if it fell down or something like that, or you could. Yeah, we'll just do one strip back here, leave this where you got access. That makes sense. All right then, I'm gonna go to work. Let's check them out. This one I made a mistake because if you saw I was having to weld it in spurts. Welding down through here was melting the taillight, so I couldn't get the taillight. I mean, I could, but it would have been a lot of trouble. So that's that one. I learned my lesson on this one. I just went ahead and took the taillight off, fully welded it, put taillight back on, and welded this top section in. Front ones, they're okay. They're a little, I wouldn't say bulky. They probably would have been better in this area, but I mean, I was trying to stay in line with, like, you know, an axle or something. And then I had to make a decision whether to point this way or point it that way. And I was thinking, odds are you might end up crossing. I don't know, but I know probably not going that direction. Probably more than likely going. So anyway, it'll do just fine. That's the front anyway. So let me set the camera down. This one, my button, I had to scoot it over. And I realized I can weld backside and then this side, and then I've got a little brace right there just to brace it up. Pretty sure by now everybody's grasping the concept. The only thing I got to think about is trailers bounce, so it's gonna be trying to bounce this out. That's what you got to put it in there and then like do a little twist, so that might not bounce out. And I don't know if you noticed the front one, I put it in there and like twisted it, so I don't know. I'll figure that out. I mean, worst case, the chain drags. But you load a vehicle. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. This worked out perfect. You got to get in there and just use your fingers to get the chain. Drag out more than you need. Throw it out there. Hook it around your axle. Whatever you do. And then you pull all the slack out you can. Actually, pull all the slack out. And if I've got a running vehicle, I'll go ahead and pull it forward. Make sure this chain is tight, that chain's tight. And then the front ones can be the loose ones. Or if you was wanting to get technical, you could use a binder. Be really strapped in. Shoot. Alright, well, if it ain't raining tomorrow, I'll probably gonna load something up there for like a funny video maybe. So I don't think this is the end of the video, but if it is, thank you for watching and all that. And this channel is just very random. I don't really know. You never know what's gonna be on there, so I hope to always continue to get better. So if this is the end, have a good day. Appreciate you watching. Tell them bye, Ellie. Come on. Say it. There you go. Sit down. Now tell them bye. Say woo woo. Say woo woo. Poor thing's cross-eyed. Sit down. Look at us. Say bye. Say woo woo. No, she's being lazy now. Alright, have a good day.